The movie opens with a chilling scene along the rocky shores of the ocean. Waves crash violently against the cliffs, but something else grabs our attention, something far more terrifying. A massive whale's carcass has washed up on the beach. The body is torn apart in the most brutal way imaginable, sliced open with wounds so precise and horrifying that no ordinary predator could have caused them. Standing near the remains is a man named William. His face shows both shock and dread as he inspects the grotesque scene. He doesn't believe this could be the work of any known sea creature. Desperate for backup, he quickly calls for help, reaching out to his fellow operative, Claire Redfield. Claire arrives shortly after. As a field agent who has seen countless biohazard outbreaks, even she is disturbed by the sight. She studies the body carefully, noting that the bite patterns and cuts are unlike anything she's encountered before. Claire remarks that no shark or known predator could have done this. Whatever caused it was something different, something far more dangerous. Meanwhile, we shift to another location where Jill Valentine is introduced. Jill has infiltrated a hidden facility, tracking suspicious activity. Suddenly, she receives a call from a fellow agent named Chris Redfield, who warns her that this case seems tied to a much bigger bioweapon operation. Chris urges her to stay alert until his team arrives. Before Jill can respond, the line cuts off, and out of the shadows emerges a deadly infected creature. It lunges at her with terrifying speed, forcing Jill to fight for her life. With her trademark precision, she shoots it down, barely escaping. Moments later, Chris and his rescue team storm in, taking Jill to safety. The truth soon comes to light. These agents were sent here to collect biological samples from the site, hoping to uncover what new strain of virus they're dealing with. Chris, alarmed by what they've seen so far, goes to consult with Dr. Rebecca Chambers, a brilliant virologist. He asks her if she has discovered anything conclusive from the tests. Rebecca delivers troubling news. Every body examined had the same strange markings, deep claw-like scars, and the wounds from bites didn't simply infect people. Instead, they rapidly deteriorated the victims' bodies, leading to instant death. Even worse, the pathogen identified inside them isn't just any variant. It's an evolved, updated form of the notorious T virus. Rebecca explains that this strain doesn't spread through saliva or airborne particles like earlier versions. Instead, it functions in a completely new way. Chris realizes the horrifying implication. They are dealing with a brand new virus, one designed with a completely different transmission method. Whoever is behind this has created something entirely new, and even deadlier. From further intel, the team uncovers a name. The operation seems tied to a man named Dylan, who runs his shadow projects under the cover of secret organizations. He was reportedly involved in horrific experiments in the past, and now appears to be orchestrating this new outbreak. Jill is still recovering from past trauma and infections, but she insists on staying involved. Chris, concerned for her well-being, tells her she shouldn't push herself. But Jill argues that she's fine and refuses to sit out. She declares that if someone is infecting people and turning them into weapons, they can't allow it to continue. Humanity itself is at stake. Meanwhile, another key player is introduced, an elite soldier named Leon S. Kennedy. He has been tasked with a critical mission: to track down and rescue Dr. Antonio Taylor, a robotics engineer and top-secret scientist who has been kidnapped by enemy forces. Dr. Taylor's research is considered vital to national security, and Leon is ordered to bring him back alive. Leon begins his pursuit, trailing the convoy holding the scientist captive. But his mission is interrupted by a dangerous woman named Maria Gomez, who ambushes him on the road. A fierce motorcycle chase and shootout follows, with Maria showcasing her lethal combat skills. The battle ends in disaster as Leon crashes his bike, allowing Maria and her forces to escape with Dr. Taylor. Unbeknownst to Leon, Maria works under Dylan's command. She personally ensures that Dr. Taylor is delivered into Dylan's hands. Taylor's expertise in robotics and drones is crucial to Dylan's larger plan, and that's why he was kidnapped. Meanwhile, Chris, Jill, and Claire regroup. Rebecca shares her latest findings, revealing that all signs point to a mysterious island, Alcatraz, also called Death Island. Several recent disappearances of marine life and tourists have been linked to this location. Satellite surveillance shows unusual activity there, and it's strongly believed that the source of the infection is operating from the island. Determined to end this nightmare, Chris, Jill, and Claire decide to travel there. Along the way, Rebecca continues her vaccine research. She confirms over a call to Chris that the virus strain seems to interact with her experimental vaccine, meaning it could be the key to a potential cure. Chris urges her to continue working as they prepare for what awaits them. Upon arriving at the island, they begin searching through abandoned structures and facilities. Suddenly, swarms of zombies surround them, launching a full-on assault. Chaos erupts as the agents fight to survive. During the battle, Jill sees a man being mauled by the creatures. She rushes to save him, but the man is already turning. Jill kills him before he can attack her, barely escaping with her life. Chris and Claire regroup with Jill, killing waves of zombies in brutal combat. As they move deeper, they discover a man hiding inside a sealed box. He begs them to take him with them, claiming he just wants to escape. Against their better judgment, they allow him to join. Meanwhile, in the depths of the facility, strange water chambers are revealed. Inside are horrifying bio-creatures restrained by chains, awaiting release. Some of them are aquatic hybrids, monstrous experiments designed to hunt. Suddenly, one of the creatures escapes. Jill and Leon, who has just arrived separately on his own mission, find themselves face to face with the monsters. These creatures are blind but possess heightened hearing. At first, Jill and Leon try to stay perfectly still to avoid detection. But an accidental noise alerts the beasts, triggering a vicious attack. The two agents fight back desperately, narrowly escaping by detonating explosives. In the aftermath, Leon finally explains his mission to Jill. He reveals that he came here searching for Dr. Taylor, the kidnapped robotics engineer. Taylor had been forced to create weaponized drones for Dylan, designed to spread the infection globally. Jill, in turn, tells Leon about the spreading outbreak in San Francisco and their suspicions that this island is the origin. As Chris and Claire continue their search, both of them begin to weaken. They've been infected after being bitten by strange bio-creatures, though not yet fully transformed. The man they rescued earlier betrays them, trying to escape on his own, but soon Maria captures them all and locks them inside Dylan's chamber. It's here that the truth is revealed. Dylan appears smug and in control, and alongside him stands Dr. Taylor, who is terrified. Dylan openly admits that he orchestrated Taylor's kidnapping. He forced him to build bioweapon drones capable of carrying the virus. With these drones, Dylan plans to unleash infection on a global scale. Leon and Jill arrive, but they are captured as well. Dylan explains his motives: revenge. Years ago, Dylan was part of a military operation where his entire unit was sacrificed during a biohazard mission. The higher-ups ordered him to kill all infected soldiers, including his best friend, so they wouldn't risk a wider outbreak. Dylan never forgave them. He swore that one day he would make humanity pay, especially those who use others as expendable pawns. His plan is to unleash the biodrones worldwide, infecting millions and watching civilization crumble. To prove his seriousness, he injects himself with a viral strain, beginning his own terrifying transformation inside Dylan's lair. The truth behind the operation finally comes to light. Dylan, once a soldier abandoned by his own superiors, now stands as the mastermind behind this horrific outbreak. His bitterness has grown into madness. He tells the group about that fateful mission years ago when his entire unit was infected during a classified operation. His commanders ordered him to kill his own teammates, including his best friend, to contain the virus. Dylan carried out the orders, but the trauma scarred him forever. From that day, he swore humanity would pay. They treated us like disposable tools, he says coldly. Now I'll turn their world into a graveyard. Dr. Taylor, trembling, tries to resist, but Dylan shoots him without hesitation, proving he has no intention of letting anyone stand in his way. Jill pulls her gun, but Maria subdues her before she can fire. Leon throws a smoke grenade, using the cover to help Jill escape deeper into the facility. But Dylan doesn't panic, his plan is already in motion. Rebecca, who has been monitoring the situation remotely, senses something is wrong when she loses contact with Leon. Determined, she arrives on Alcatraz with a small rescue team, bringing along her experimental vaccine. Almost immediately, her team is attacked by the same bio-creatures that infected Chris and Claire earlier. One by one, her men are killed, but Rebecca fights through the chaos, determined to save her friends. Meanwhile, Dylan injects himself with a special viral strain he created with Dr. Taylor's research. The serum was designed not to kill him, but to grant him a monstrous new form. His body convulses violently as he mutates, his skin tearing, his muscles swelling, and his frame growing into a grotesque giant hybrid. The agents can only watch in horror as Dylan's humanity disappears completely, leaving behind a hulking bioweapon fueled by rage. Rebecca finally reaches Chris and Claire, injecting them with her prototype vaccine, just in time to suppress their infection. The cure stabilizes them, saving their lives. Weak but recovering, the team regroups. Claire passes them intel she received from Dr. Taylor before he died, a master override key that could be used to shut down the drones before Dylan unleashes them on the world. But time is running out. Dylan has already released thousands of bio-drones from underwater chambers hidden beneath the island. These drones are programmed to scatter globally, carrying the virus to major cities. If they're not stopped now, civilization could collapse within days. Leon and Jill split off to face Maria, who blocks their path. Fueled by hatred, Maria blames Leon for her father's death in a past mission. "You killed him," she screams, launching herself at Leon with feral intensity. The fight is brutal, Maria fighting like a woman possessed, striking with blades and savage speed. Leon narrowly counters her attacks, but Maria is relentless, determined to make him suffer. The battle rages through the control room, smashing consoles and breaking walls. Finally, Leon delivers a decisive counter, impaling Maria against a steel rod jutting from the wreckage. She collapses, whispering her last vow of vengeance before her body goes limp. Leon takes no pleasure in her death. It was a tragic end to a misguided life consumed by hate. At the same time, Chris, Claire, and Rebecca confront Dylan in his mutated form. The heroes stand together on the battered shores of Alcatraz, weary but resolute. Chris places a hand on Jill's shoulder, Leon stands quietly beside them, and Rebecca looks out toward the horizon. The mission is over, but the war against bioweapons is far from finished. Somewhere out there, new enemies are already plotting. And with that, Resident Evil, Death Island closes with a chilling sense of uncertainty. Humanity has survived another nightmare, but the question lingers: how long until the next one begins?